I'd like us today to discuss the question of pressure. And the first question under pressure read, define pressure. And pressure is defined as the force acting perpendicularly or normally per unit area. So apart from the definition of pressure again, the question under pressure can also ask you to state Pascal's principle of pressure. So as a learner, you expect that you are able to state Pascal's principle of pressure. And apart from that, you can again be asked to state the SI unit of pressure. When asked to state the SI unit of pressure, the SI unit of pressure is either Pascal, remember there is no S, Pascal, or Newton per square meter. Newton per square meter without an S on any of the units. And there is a difference between writing that unit in words and also writing as symbols. So if the question asks you to state the SI unit of pressure, kindly give that SI unit of pressure in words, not in symbols. And it will be very wrong for you to write the word Newton per square meter and then in brackets you write N stroke M squared. Just write the word alone. It will also be very wrong for you to write the unit Pascal and then in brackets you write the capital P small a symbol, because the question is not asking for the symbol for the unit of pressure, but the question will be asking you to state the unit. So the unit should always be written in words. The next question, state two factors that affect pressure of a liquid at rest. The pressure of a liquid at rest, we can get the factors that affects it from the formula for calculating the density of a liquid, which is given by H rho G, where H is the height, rho is the density, G is the gravity. So when it comes to the factors that affect pressure of a liquid at rest, one of the factors is the depth of the liquid, and apart from that, and the density of that particular liquid. Density of the liquid and the depth of the liquid. Density and the depth. The next question, figure 7 shows one form of hydraulic lifting device. The force A causes pressure in a liquid. The pressure moves the piston B. The area of the piston A is 10 square centimeters and the area for the piston B is 150 square centimeters. So with that, I've made a calculation for the same. Where is that calculation? Yeah, the calculations are here. Yes. So the first question was asking us that we determine the pressure in the liquid. For you to be able to determine the pressure in the liquid, you are simply supposed to take the formula P is equals to F over A, which is simply 50 divided by 10 squared centimeters. But remember, the 10 squared centimeters should be changed into square meters first. And then the force pushing up on B, because we know from Pascal's principle of transmission of pressure that the pressure that will be exerted by the piston A will be transmitted equally throughout the liquid, then the pressure that will be acting on piston B will be equivalent to the pressure exerted on the liquid by piston A. So the pressure at B is still 50,000. So you take the 50,000 and multiply by the area, but remember to change the area from the units of the area from square centimeters to square meters. Suggest with that reason what will happen if the liquid was replaced with air. Suggest with the reason what will happen if the liquid was replaced with air. If the liquid was replaced with air, then the hydraulic machine will not operate normally, because this one operates on what? On the fact that the liquid within that hydraulic machine should be incompressible. So that when it is incompressible, when we have pressure being applied at one end, or rather exerted on the liquid at one end, it's supposed to be transmitted equally throughout the liquid. But because air is compressible, the pressure that will be exerted by piston A on the liquid will not be transmitted all throughout the liquid because air is compressible. So this one was supposed to be 2 marks. 1 mark will be given when you talk about the pressure not being transmitted through the liquid, and another mark will be given if you talk about air being incompressible. So apart from the questions we've done today, you might also be given questions that are involving the YouTube manometer. This is just revision. I would like you to go through the YouTube manometer, look at it, what is it used for, and how can we calculate the pressure of a gas, or rather determine the pressure of a gas using the YouTube manometer. And for today again, I'm giving you some questions for you to do. Questions under pressure, the hydraulic machine. I'm making an assumption that this machine is filled with some liquid. So the mass is given there is 60 kilograms. We have the area on that piston where you have a mass of 60 kilograms being 80 squared centimeters. The area of the second piston where we have the first 2 is 2.5 square centimeters, and the difference in the levels of the 2 pistons is 15 centimeters. So the first question asks us, we determine that you determine F2 in the figure below. The density of the liquid has been given as 800 kilograms per cubic meters, and the force of gravity is 10 newtons per kilogram. Number 2, state the 3 properties of the brake fluid. Number 3, a sea diver is 35 meters below. I'm reading for you the questions just in case they are not clear. A sea diver is 35 meters below the surface of seawater. If the density of the seawater is 1.03 grams per cubic centimeters and G is 10 newtons per kilogram, determine the total pressure on him. A sea diver is 35 meters below the surface of water. If the density of the seawater is 1.03 grams per cubic centimeters and G is 10 newtons per kilogram, determine the total pressure on him. Kindly go through the questions, do them. In case of a challenge, kindly remember to call, SMS, or WhatsApp my number. I'll be ready to help you girls.